Thanks to the support as a channel member, Freddie Finlow. Well, in the circumstances, I think the start of the season was pretty good. Yeah, by circumstances, I mean not having any money and having basically the same squad as last year. I think we've done all right. This is going to be a big test, though, because these are the two best teams in the league. We need to become the B Bashers again. Remember when we were the B Bashers? We need more of that. Hello and welcome to part 31 of Holiday Home. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we have arguably two of the hardest games we're going to play all season. It's actually the two next games after the last episode, because I looked at the fixture list and realised who we were playing. Real San Sebastian B, aka Real Sociedad B. We haven't got the real names on. We're probably going to have to figure out how to do that, if you can do it mid-save, before we get too much deeper into this save. Valencia B being one of our two big local rivals along with Villarreal. And if we look at the, if we have a look at the league table, or the season preview, you can see that along with Cartagena, who we drew with in the last episode, Real Sociedad are favourites for promotion, also having just been relegated. And Valencia B, although they were promoted with us, are also favourites to be right up there as well. So by the end of this episode, you'll have seen us play the three best teams in the league, and we'll have a good idea of where we fit in against them. Although, to be fair, we are going to have to do it without our best player, Rabiu, who is still away on international duty. I think he'll be back for the Valencia match. I've just seen how many people turned up for that first match of the season as well. I mean, we were getting less than 1,000 people most weeks last season. This year, oof, the fans like being at this level, don't they? Right, this is the team for the game against Real Sociedad. We've got Romero in goal, a back four of Zafra, Joffrey, Ivan and Carrington, Moreno at the base of the midfield, Alex Boxall and Cucurella ahead of him, Martinez Perez on the left, Facal on the right, and Kevin Carlos up front. Hopefully, the last time all year we have to play without Rabiu, although we know that's not going to be the case, because I imagine he's going to annoyingly be called up for international duty every time there would be an international break now for the Nigeria under-23s. So we've just made him club captain, and he's probably going to miss like 10 games over the course of the season going and playing international football, which is probably something we should have considered. But we have a first goal less than 2 minutes in. It's Zafra with the in-swinging corner from the right-hand side, and Ivan, the centre-back version, is there at the far post to head past the goalkeeper, who really should have done a little bit better. It was kind of straight at the goalkeeper there, but either way, we did a football goal, and that's all that matters. Obviously, we've not yet won a game this season, and we are playing against two of the best teams in the league, so it would be quite nice if we could pick up a win in one of these matches. I kind of expected Valencia to be the one we're more likely to beat, because we'll have Rabiu back, and because they were down at our level last year. So although they're still Valencia B, they are a Valencia B that were no better than us last year, theoretically, although they were in a different league and might have only been down there because maybe big Valencia got relegated and forced them out of the second tier. Who knows? So Carrington playing it forward for Facal, who drills it across goal. I mean, that was how he used to always set up Ignacio Pearce. Oh, it's all very hectic, isn't it? We're playing quite well in this one. We've struggled for chances and for XG so far, but we might have stumbled across a midfield that actually works in this one. Or maybe Real Sociedad just aren't as good as the teams we've already played. Kevin Carlos still hasn't scored from open play this season, and that was quite the miss. I hope his injury at the end of last season hasn't broken him. If it has, we've obviously got Ivan Luis who can come in and replace him, but we have just given Carlos a big 2-year contract on more than £1,000 a week. So we don't really want him not being any good anymore. Zafra's corner that time isn't quite as good as the previous one, but Alex Boxall needs to have a shot from there. Why does he not just whack it towards goal? He had all the time to pick his spot, and in the end played it back, and then it was just lumped aimlessly forward. I don't think we lose anything from Alex Boxall just having a pop at that there. He needs to add more goals to his game, especially if he's going to be a long-term central midfielder now. He kind of broke into the central midfield second half of last season when Sai Maggio got in at the base of the midfield. And with the amount of defensive midfielders we brought in over the summer, it kind of is his spot to lose now, that deep line playmaker role in central midfield. So if he is going to play there, I'm going to need him to weigh in with a few more goals. A bit of a wasted attempt at an attack there, but Carrington plays it back forward, looking for Carlos, who gets it at the second opportunity. Lovely little 1-2 with Cucurella. I never doubted him. You shouldn't have doubted him. Kevin Carlos is too good for every league he plays in. That was a lovely goal and lovely football from Cucurella as well. You can tell these two boys have played together for a while. Definitely on the same wavelength. That little one-touch pass, because he knows exactly where Carlos is going to be. That was a thing of beauty, and it is 2-0 now. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Right, let's just have more of the same in this second half, please, and then go beat Valencia as well. And then I can settle into this new league a little bit. I promise we will play a bunch of games before tomorrow's episode. I don't normally start the season showing you the first 4 matches, but we're in a new league at a level we've never played in before, with a team we don't really know if they're going to be any good at this level. I felt like we needed to show the big games against the big opponents, but certainly on today's evidence, we're looking pretty good. Fakal now has his first ever goal in the 3rd tier, and we're going from strength to strength in this match. If we can do this again against Valencia, dare we dream of back-to-back? We can't dream of back-to-back. We haven't been able to achieve it so far. We're certainly not going to achieve it now. We pay so much less than every other team at this level that there's just no way. Is there a way, maybe? Maybe there's a way? Oh, wouldn't it be lovely if there was a way? But it is Real Sociedad on the attack. That's a good save from Romero. He's probably enjoying life at this level as well, because remember, he has won Tier 4 the last 2 years in a row with Levante B the year before, and was then immediately released, came to us and won it again. So he's probably enjoying getting the opportunity to move up a league and actually play at this level. We're going to give Ivan Ibanez his debut, coming on for Alex Boxall, who is tiring. Joffrey is not having the best of times today, so I think we'll take him off and bring on Ivan Nicolau. My assistant manager wants to play Nicolau there from the start every match anyway. And then we'll also take off Ezra Carrington, and Jimenez can come on for him. Just taking off the players who have the lowest rating. I mean, there's not much to it, boys and girls. You just look at the numbers, find the lowest one, and make your substitution accordingly. This is probably one of those games at 3-0 up where I should have been looking at what youngsters we had available and bringing them on. The likes of Rob Harley, Russ Eddy again, potentially. Ibanez has hit the crossbar. Oh, goodness me. If we go 4-0 up away from home, this lot don't stand a chance. They are supposed to be better than us, and on today's evidence, it seems like they are not, which is jolly good to see. Jimenez is getting told off here. The way that was all sad, it looked like he was getting sent off, but then it didn't look like he'd done anything, so I was going to be very hard done by there. Right, we've got a lot of tired legs now. Martinez Perez is going to come off for Harley. Fakal's going to come off for Mutt. Easy substitutions to make there. Get the 2 young wingers on. It does mean that little Kev has to play the whole game. No Ivan Luis opportunity today, but I think it's more important to keep getting game time into the young wingers, especially Rob Harley, who at only 17 is the youngest player to consistently be part of the matchday squad, I think, since Alex Boxall, who obviously was in the team at like 15. But Rob Harley, definitely going to be someone we're using this year, a year younger than we normally bring him in. So we're expecting him to be a little bit special. Right, here is Rob Harley on the left-hand side. Can he beat his man? Of course he can. He's pulling away from him. Just find the cross. No, he's too chicken to do the cross. Ibanez receives it from Zafra. It's now back with Zafra, who skins his man. Is he going to go for the cross this time? No, he's also a coward. Why will nobody just cross the football? Jimenez now. He's just going to hit it, surely. He'll do a cross. Somebody's got to do a cross. There is a cross. Carlos can't get to it. It falls to Moreno. Just have a shot. Gives it to Cucurella. He's always going to have a shot from there. And Cucurella, with his first goal of the season, makes it 4-0. This'll do, boys and girls. When I decided I was going to show you these matches, I thought we were going to have 2 very close run things and we were going to struggle a little bit, but we look very good today. And I will remind you, we're doing this without Rabiu. Rabiu should be back for Valencia. Who does he come in for? I mean, Cucurella probably. He might come back tired. Who knows? But that is a very good performance for early on in the season against a very good team. Happy, happy fun times. Let's go play Valencia. Well, a few changes for the Valencia game. Most notable, of course, is Rabiot coming back into the team after he returns from his international duty. He's going to partner Cucurella, who's going to move over and play in the slightly deeper role. My assistant manager wants to play them the other way around, and Rabiot is actually learning to dictate play, and probably his long-term future is as a playmaker in central midfield. But at the moment, I think we've just got to make the most of him bursting forward and causing all kind of problems with his physicality. So he's going to go in as the Mezzala. Alex Boxall drops back to defensive midfield. Carrington comes back in at right back, and we're going to give Ivan Luis a go up front because we're paying him a lot of money. He's the second highest paid player at the club. He's not started a match yet this season. Didn't even get a look in off the bench in the last match. So we'll give him a go up front. Kevin Carlos, of course, is there to come on if needed. Valencia B, who, like I say, were promoted with us last season, are in mid-table with us as well. So hopefully we can pick up another win. And this would be, I mean, if we avoid defeat here, that's an unbeaten start to the season, which would be a really, really good start to a season in a new league. If we can pick up 3 points, we are starting to look pretty strong for a pretty good season. With a largely unchanged team, it shows just how good, I was going to say the previous transfers have been, but looking at the team, it's largely the youth setup. The key players are the ones who came through our youth system, and Ivan Fakal is one of them. At 30 years old now, he has his second goal of the season. He can just do it at any level, can't he? Ivan Fakal, what a man. 1-0 to Holme. And that is, remember, this is a game against our big local rivals. Admittedly, they're B team, but all the same, we will take a oh, Fakal's injured. That's a little bit sad. We'll probably take Fakal off in a second, although it's not going to stop him hitting a beauty of a cross. We were talking towards the end of the last match of players being afraid to hit a cross. It's not something you'd ever accuse Fakal of. I tell you what, Zafra looks like he's been our starting left back for years. He does not look out of place at all for such a young player who's only started like 4 or 5 games for us previously. He looks like he was made to be our forever left back. I am very, very impressed with how he's just slotted straight into the team. Feels like an upgrade on Gonzalez and Vega and everyone who's played there previously. I am very happy with him. The latest one off the conveyor belt. And now watch Zafra give away a penalty or get sent off or something today now. Right, ball over the top. Looking for Ivan Luis. Can't find him. Luis really isn't the kind of player who wants to be chasing in behind the way Carlos does. We have to play a little bit differently when Ivan Luis is up front. And of course, we don't. So we don't necessarily get the best out of him, but he's so talented and such a good finisher anyway. It doesn't tend to matter. And there is some good work from Martinez Perez, putting pressure on the defender. And that is how you get the best out of Luis. Play it into his feet and let his finishing do the talking. And that is his first goal of the season. And that is us 2-0 up. I did not expect this episode to go as well as it has, especially after we seem to be struggling a little bit against Intercity in the last episode. Look at us go. Alicante. Remember when we used to compete with Alicante's B team? That's Alicante's first team, everybody. We are charging up the league. Intercity doing incredibly well as well. Considering they were in our league last year and only came up through the playoffs, I am very surprised to see them also having an unbeaten start to the season. That point that we got against them is starting to look less and less disappointing than it was when it initially happened. I'm titillated. Less so by the fact that we've just conceded a goal. That's not ideal. And there's a big Alex Boxall shaped gap there. That, I don't know. He spent so long playing in central midfield lately. Maybe he's not the all-conquering defensive midfielder of a generation that he used to be. Maybe we need to just focus on playing him central midfield alongside Rabiot, where he can still dictate the play a little bit more and have someone a little bit more defensively minded, protecting the back four. Right, Fakal, we probably should have taken him off when he first took the knock. He's now proper injured. Martinez Perez is sort of injured. I think we probably learn from what's just happened with Fakal and make that change now as well. And Rob Harley can also come on. We're changing both of our wingers. There's probably an argument that we could have solved the problem I was just talking about there by moving Rabiu out to the left wing and dropping Boxall back to, pushing Boxall forward, Cucurella into Mezzala and bringing on a proper DM. But we've gone with the 17-year-old winger instead, as if I was ever going to do anything else. Rob Harley getting to play more football in this match than he's ever played in a football match for us before. That might not be true. He might have started on the last day of last season when we played all of the youngsters, all of the ones we were allowed to play anyway. Here is Rob Harley, though, plays it back to Zafra. Zafra, with his new squad number, his new number 16, plays it across, looking for the header of Ivan, but he can't keep it down, and it remains 2-1. I would feel a lot more comfortable if we added a third goal to this, because Valencia, they are Valencia. So they're probably going to be quite good. This is a weird place for a highlight to start. An alarming weird place for a highlight to start. Our goal kick lumped forward to Rabiu, who at 6'4" nods it down comfortably, and Ivan Mutt is in behind. He had Harley square him. He's decided to go at his own. It's hit the inside of the post. He probably should have played Harley in, and Rob Harley could have had his first goal for the club there. But unfortunately, Ivan Mutt has got a taste for scoring goals. Now he's got one in his nearly 100 games for the club. And Luis, with the effort that gets pushed onto the post by the goalkeeper, it feels like our third goal is coming. But at the same time, Valencia now have a corner, so we're going to make more changes. Rabiu, off the back of his international duty, is tired, so he now will do that shuffling around to midfield that I talked about before. Moreno can come on. Boxall can go further forward. Cucurella can push forward into the Mezzala role. I think that's the only change we'll make for now. We've got one more stoppage and two more substitutions to make. Offside, referee? I don't think it was it? And we've let Valencia back into the game here through a set piece. And this is annoying because we've been better than them. No sooner have we brought Moreno on that I'm now thinking, get Kevin Carlos on up front, which would mean sacrificing Moreno. We'll see how we respond with the new midfield shape. Boxall to Zafra. Now Zafra with his weak foot. It's a beautiful cross on his weak foot. Can that boy use both feet? Can we train him to play right back as well? No, he is left-footed. He's just very good, isn't he? He's very good at doing a football. Right, at 2-2. I mean, a draw against Valencia is fine, but we were 2-0 up. So I kind of want to win the match. Right, Cucurella is going to come off. We're going to bring Kevin Carlos on for him if I can find him. And we'll sort the midfield two out in a second. But for now, we're going to put those two up front together. Alex Boxall is going box to Boxall for the first time in about a year and a half. And for my final trick, see, I want to take off Ezra Carrington. Actually, Zafra's shattered. We're going to bring Russ Eddy on. You never know when there might be a late free kick for Russ Eddy to do. He's quite good at them, I hear. Let's offer some encouragement. Have we got a late winner in us? Goodness me, do we deserve one? We've been the better team today, and it's not many times this season we've been the better team, but we've actually won this game on XG, but can't find the winner despite going to two up top. It's been a mixed bag, the opening 4 games of this season. I mean, we've only won one match, but that's been enough to put us into 3rd place in the league. I feel like this is going to be a strange league this season. We are going to play a lot of matches now because obviously you've seen the first 4 games of the season. I think we're going to get quite well into this. We've got a televised game there against Alicante. We might even go all the way to that TV game. We might do Athletic Bilbao and Alicante as the next episode. So that'll get us through, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 games. I think that seems fair. Get a chunk of the season done. Now you've seen the opening parts of it. We'll certainly have a better idea of what our best team is by then. So if you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.